New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Remember these names: AZ Fudd, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts. Depending on who wins that lottery, that's going to depend on who goes one. If Washington wins, it's Fudd. She's from the area. If Dallas wins, they're going to bring Fudd to play with, obviously, Paige. If Minnesota wins, I think they go Miles with the point. If Seattle wins, they go with Miles, and the same thing with Chicago.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
If a game is on the line,
give me the Navy kicker.
Oh,
the guy's going into battle in 2 weeks. He can't make an extra point. Come on.
From a mindset perspective, yeah. I'm not. Listen, we thanked them for their service. I love them. Okay.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, if you have a bet and you have an academy kicker with a field goal or an extra point, you got to hold your breath.
27 yards. You know,
27 yards. The kid shanked it from like 30.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
I tell you what, it has not been a good year so far for field goal kickers in the NFL. I mean, there ought to be a prop on how many field goals will be missed in a game. Maybe they have that. Green Bay or Washington lining up for a 50-plus yard field goal to hit the over longest field goal prop. 52 yards.
Scott at the first two. I was like, all right, they're kind of long. They both miss at the end of the half. All right, they both miss. And then this one, all right, 52. Modern NFL, 52. You already missed from 57. We'll cut you some slack. You hit the upright. He missed again, the Washington kicker.
Wow.
Dude, this game should be 14-9 right now. Like, seriously. Like, Washington are in this. Like, you know what I mean? It's ridiculous. Yeah, 17-9. You're right. If you want to get to the total, 17-9 right now. Not to mention Green Bay went for it, like, in the red zone and didn't get it. And that was points left on the field.
Yeah.
Wow. These kickers, man. You got one job, man. I'm not like I blame them, like, you know, oh, the weather's bad. It's a kicker fault. And I think kickers are players. I respect them. But I can respect your position. At the same point in time, you got one job. Right? You know what I mean? Like, you got to do it.
You're in
like,
the center of the
like
field,
a punter.
too. This is not the old days where the hash marks were like 5 yards from the from the line, from the end of the line. Yeah. You're in the middle of the field. Just hit it straight. That's all. Just
it's not windy.
Hit it straight.
It's not snowing. It's not cold. Like, you know what I mean? Like, like, how's this guy going to make a kick in bad weather if he can't do it now in week 2?
Wow. So 14-3.
Loser.
They keep 38 and a half. Wow.
I got a 37 and a half.
Between him and the Cleveland Brown kicker, they'll both be at ShopRite tomorrow.
I can handle. Hey, you know what? Jake Moody might be the new kicker of Washington next week because they all replace each other. Like, that's what happens.
Yeah, they do.
Like, don't think that Moody's done, guys.
Up. Yeah,
don't think that Moody's done.
You're getting cut. They make their own trades. You know?
Oh, yeah. I guarantee you, Scott, it's funny, but not funny for not for them, but I guarantee you there are a couple of kickers in the league where they saw Moody get released, go, oh, great. Like, yeah. I'm on the hot seat, and they're going to sign Moody for nothing. Like, you know what I mean? Like, dude, the Bills cut their punter, Scott, after 1 week. They said, you're done.
Wow.
Cut the punter. They brought a new punter in.
How many punts did he have?
One
or two?
The Bills
Sunday night? Or Sunday night?
That's such a Sean McDermott thing. We gave up 280 yards on the ground. Let's blame the punter and cut him.
Punter, yeah. because he had one bad punt.
Can you imagine the punter? It's like, what did I do? Like, we won the game 41-40. Derrick Henry ran for 225 yards, but you're going to cut me. All right. That's the NFL, man. They blame the kickers all the time. So do bettors.
Wow.
And so do I.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. So 14-3, and it's up to 12.5. And now Green Bay's
Big
got the
play
ball
on
to
first
Washington
down.
35. Yeah, it must have been a big play, right? But they're leaving the door open for Washington, and they're not walking through it. So this, you make this 21-3, not ball game over by any stretch, but you make it a 3-score game. That's obviously a big obstacle. So 12.5, 38.5. I still need to get my Jaden Daniel. I mean, just give him the freaking ball and tell him to run. Just stop the dinking and dunking down the field. Make it his show. So Washington's offense is a little.
I was hoping.
Sometimes it looks great. Other times it looks awful.
Yeah, they had a little bit of energy to start. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the first half, they were walking up to the line. Everything was slow. Like, they definitely picked up the pace and the energy, but then they stalled. And, the fact is, man, their offensive line's getting blown up. They lost an O-lineman earlier in the game. Parsons is a stud. Parsons really did just get another sack a couple of minutes ago. It's just it's like a perfect storm against Washington so far tonight. But like you said, man, I mean, Green Bay are letting them hang around in this game if they could just put some points on the board. But I'm with you. It's time for Jaden Daniels to just say, listen, I got to take off. I got to do whatever I got to do because we're getting blown out right now.
Is that Kraft with another long catch?
It wasn't him.
Wow.
It was the backup tight end.
Oh, okay. They're not giving his numbers on FanDuel. Like they have him listed now, and they have his game total 89.
Bizarre.
But of all the guys, they're not giving us a number on him for some reason.
Let me see if Bet365 has him up. If it's like a collective thing right now, or if it's just FanDuel.
Maybe because they had no idea what it was going to be before the game. Nothing either.
No, I see. No, they have him, and in fact, I almost want to bet him. He's already got 89 and it's 98.5.
Yeah.
Like one more catch over the middle, 12, 15-yard chunk for this guy. Like he doesn't catch 2-yarders. Like he throws down the field to him.
That's weird. I wonder why they wouldn't have him. So, all right. They got all the other Packers. So it's not nothing out of Golden. 8.5 they're giving him. No catches yet for 0 yards. Dobbs is down to 37.5. Tell you the numbers were across the board for wide receivers. Or receivers, for that matter, tight ends. No one's everyone is 41 or less, 41.5 or less.
He keeps going to these different, backup tight ends right now in the last couple of passes here. It's Luke Musgrave. Luke Musgrave is actually pretty good. He's decent. / tight end, hybrid, wide receiver type guy. But Luke Musgrave, remember his father was the quarterback? What was his father's first name? Remember Bill Musgrave.
Yeah,
Bill Musgrave.
Bill.
Yeah, Oregon Ducks. So Luke's his son. 2 catches, 32 yards. Romeo Dobbs, 3 catches, 28. Very diversified portfolio they have going here, Scott. But you're right, Matthew Golden, nothing. Matthew Golden, nothing. You know what? And I saw he nearly made a catch earlier, and I saw LaFleur talking to him. Some of these rookie wide receivers, they have a hard time. Who knows, Scott? Doesn't know the route, didn't block for somebody. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
He's clearly not high in their pecking order right now tonight.
Let me check my WNBA bets. The first, the 8 o'clock games are all over.
Oh, God, I haven't even looked. I took the Valkyries plus 6.5.
Oh, how about our system came through again? I love that system. I really do. I wish we'd have a middle of the year.
The Lynx killed them.
Lynx killed the Golden State. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the Sky covered. You're right. The Sky did cover against the Liberty. They lost, but they covered.
And Dallas won outright as 5.5-point dog. That was the real. I mean, Chicago sucks. It takes the tough, to put American money on Chicago.
What about Vegas?
But they
tonight?
covered.
Are the Sparks going to beat Vegas? That's the bold one. 15-game win streak and all that.
And they got a little something on the line. They need to win to get the number 2 seed. So they are playing for a little something. But I still like playing on teams because I think fans analyze this seeding stuff way more than the players. We're in. Playoffs start in a couple days. Who cares, right? But so the fans analyze it. So because of that, I'd play, I'd roll some of my profits on Chicago and Dallas and say it's the same philosophy. LA, not in the playoffs. Last game, everybody wants to win their last game. They just do against Las Vegas that, wants to win, but are they going to win by 12 points on the road? I have my doubts. So I would grab a little bit out of the Sparks.
And there's the 12 yards.
Sky.
There's the 12 yards to Kraft, just like that. He's at 106. I just said he was at 98.5. Boom. I swear, like this in-game stuff with the receivers, they don't adjust enough sometimes. Like all it takes is one more catch for a lot of them, right? It doesn't always hit. We've fallen short a couple of times. But it's amazing to me that the Green Bay guys are the ones, Scott. It's not Jacobs, actually. It's passing. They passed the ball on this drive. They haven't racked up like the rush yards here. It's been all to the tight ends over and over.
Well, you know what it is, and Love's up to 260 already, so I don't know about that under 3 and change, but they've run like 5 zillion plays. 40, well, it's actually evened out a little bit. It's 40 plays for Green Bay, 31 for Washington. It was like over 2-1 at one point.
Washington's D's getting blown out.
Plays. Yeah, that's a lot of plays in a half and change. 40 already.
Enter into the magical world of McLuck.com, where even the smallest of spins can win real cash prizes. Adventure into over 1,000 of the best Vegas-style slot games. So what are you waiting for? Unlock your free welcome offer today. Join the fun where winners play and players win.
We're going to go through every single thing, and I've got a great team behind me that's going to help me get the job done. I want this to be the place that people come to. There is going to be an energy to game time decisions that you will feel night in and night out. We are going to hit every single one of those markets that you need to know about. We will have everything at our disposal, and we will use that to our advantage. There is not going to be a better place, I promise you, than Game Time Decisions. I'm Kevin Walsh. Tune in to Game Time Decisions weekdays on SportsGrid.
This is the moment every fan waits for. The countdown's over. The road to kickoff has begun.
Play is here to stay.
I'm not going to name names, Kevin.
From win totals to player props, from division races to MVP debates, we've got eyes on every camp and data feeding 24/7, breaking down every angle across the league. Every pick, every edge, every line that matters. SportsGrid. Your road to kickoff starts now.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
All right, we'll take it. Prefer the touchdown if you're a Green Bay backer, as I am. They kick a field goal, 22-yarder. They had first and goal. They couldn't score. Nothing crazy with the plays. They ran a couple times with Josh Jacobs. You can't complain about that. Third down, they drop him back to pass, and not even close to being complete. So 17-3, Green Bay now with the lead. They kick off to Washington. What do we got? About 6.5 minutes left to go in the third quarter. Line stays at 12.5, which is kind of fluctuated between 10.5, 12.5. It was down to 7.5 there for a moment. Over under is in a little bit of trouble, 36.5. I still think we get some points. That's only 17 points. But the bottom line is that they're keeping Washington in the game, Gabe. It's only a 2-score game, whether it was 14-3, 17-3. You needed the touchdown to make it a 3-score game. So the Commanders were waiting for the offense to turn on. Showed a little something last drive. Missed the field goal. Let's see what Daniels and company can do on this drive. And I still like Daniels rushing props. I'm going down to the well with that one. They got it down to, last time I checked, it was 30.5. It is 30.5. He's got 14. That's one decent scramble. Like, if they lose this game and they don't score any points here, it's kind of be like, listen, accept the fact the guy wants to scramble. He's fast as lightning. Let him scramble. Teach him how to slide. I'm calling plays for him versus just doing it on, impromptu after, your pass protection breaks down. I'm actually calling quarterback draws and rollouts and stuff like that for him. They need something to get this offense going.
I would too. I would start rolling them out, and I would have done it already. And we
Me
know,
too.
listen, people tend to quarterback versus quarterback, and football is a team sport. But at the same point in time, the quarterbacks, it's sort of like you get all the money, right? You get the blame, right? And that's just the way that it is, right? It's fair or unfair. But the fact of the matter is, Jordan Love has 265 yards passing. Jane Daniels has 61. Like, forget about criticizing. People buried J.J. McCarthy in the first quarter. This is worse. Like, this is pathetic if you're the Washington Commanders. Like, the lack of offense, the lack of production, the special teams, how many kicks are you going to miss? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, you could have 9 points right now and be one score out of this football game. Should be 17-9. You could argue, okay, Green Bay missed, all right, 20-9 and whatnot. But if you're Washington, like, really? One thing with Washington, Scott, a lot of people thought they would regress this year, right, after last year. But one thing with Washington is they really didn't play anybody last year. And anytime they played a good team, they lost. They were the classic example of they beat bad teams, but they struggled against good teams. And we're seeing this right now. They beat the New York Giants. Now they're struggling against the Packers. And I'm not going to use it's Thursday night and it's a road game as an excuse. Fine, you lose the game. But this is a pathetically poor performance by the Washington Commanders tonight on offense.
Yeah, it's not good. Let's put it that way. So when you think about the score, then you look at the actual stats. It doesn't reflect how one-sided this game is. Green Bay has close to 350 yards total offense. We're still in the third quarter. They're on pace for a 500-yard day, right? Washington
It's a
has
miracle. They're only down 14. It's a miracle.
Yeah. Miracle. I mean, Daniels is 12 of 19 for 68 stinking yards. I mean, it's like, wow. I wish TV did this and we got the game on, and I'm keeping an eye on it. I know they're not doing this because they never do. I want to see, Gabe, what's going on? How can you have a quarterback as good as Daniels and receivers Debo and everyone like Washington has? Why is he only throwing for 68 yards? Show me the defensive back. Show me. I think they're afraid to expose the quarterback. They really are, because they're going to be like,
trenches.
This guy's open, this guy's open, this guy's open. But I want to see that.
Trenches.
Are they open?
No, they're not.
No time to pass?
They're not open. Look at the line. Like, they're getting blown up. The Green Bay defense is just blowing up the offensive line. And look at every pass. Like, every pass, there's a white jersey on the red jersey. And it's not pass interference. It's good coverage. Like, nobody's open. Like, these wide receivers. Listen, I'll be real. I always thought that Samuel was overrated, personally. And, I think Ayuk is too, like the San Francisco guy. So I always thought he was overrated. He's a good player, but he's not, he's not a mega star or anything like that. He's okay. And McLaurin's been non-existent tonight. Look at this on this last one. He's not open. They go to him like they you know what I mean? All right, you got Terry McLaurin at one-on-one. You just bitched and held out for $35 million a year. You couldn't get open on a one-on-one and pick up 8 yards. You know what I mean? And he slipped. He slipped, and Jaden had to throw it into the turf. Like, nobody's open, Scott. Like, I'm not saying it's, Jaden's not to blame at all, but this team is just getting killed. Like, Green Bay's defense, like, we got to give them credit. They're really that good. They're blowing Washington up right now.
I dare and ask. Well, let me check how many tackles. What's his face? Micah. He's got half a sack. One tackle on half a sack. 3 quarterback hits though, so he's creating some pressure. But yeah, I was never a McLaren. Not that he was bad, but I never thought he was a number one. But you know, you hate to put money on a player's head, right? But listen, they created this mess. When you hold out, when you have a contract and you hold out and you force the team's hand, well, then you create the issues that we have. You know, is McLaurin to me a number one? No. Is Debo a number one? No. Both are decent number twos, and they're showing it tonight, and they do show it. And that's why, you know, when you get them in a big time game, if this is what you're going to get out of Washington, then you're not going to win.
But there's
you're not
two
going to be able to
sides.
beat Detroit.
There's two sides to everything, and they did the same thing to Amon-Ra St. Brown last week. They did the same thing to Jared Goff last week, right? And everybody said, oh, Ben Johnson's not there anymore, right? And that was the excuse. At some point, instead of like just talking about how the other team is failing against the Packers, we have to acknowledge that the reason is this defense is really balling. But it's crazy, Scott. And, you know, Green Bay do this a lot. Offensively, they started off hot, and you've seen they really haven't done much. They got 17 points. It's not like they're lighting the scoreboard up here, right? If Washington could simply score a touchdown, we got a game suddenly, but Washington just don't have it.
Punting again is Washington. 5 first downs, Green Bay 16. Packers get the ball back again with 5
Put
minutes
their
left to
defense
go.
right back on the field again.
Right
like the
back on the
defense is
field.
going to punch someone in the face soon.
Yeah. What's going to will? The Washington defense or the will of Green Bay? We'll talk about it when we come back.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Remember these names: AZ Fudd, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts. Depending on who wins that lottery, that's going to depend on who goes what. If Washington wins, it's Fudd. She's from the area. If Dallas wins, they're going to bring Fudd to play with, obviously, Paige. If Minnesota wins, I think they go Miles with the point. If Seattle wins, they go with Miles, and the same thing with Chicago.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
If a game is on the line,
Give me the Navy kicker.
Oh,
The guy's going in the battle in 2 weeks. He can't make an extra point. Come on.
From a mindset perspective, I'm not. Listen, we thank them for their service. I love them. Okay.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, if you have a bet and you have an academy kicker with a field goal or an extra
What's
point,
his
you got to
range?
hold your breath.
27 yards. You know what I mean?
27 yards. The kid shanked it from like 30.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
All right, welcome back in Game Live. Game Day here on the grid. Scott and Gabe checking out all the action. So just to recap some of the baseball games, Phillies did beat the Mets 6-4. So now the Mets lead is down to 1.5 over Cincinnati and San Francisco. They've lost 6 in a row. Wow, they are just falling. And now they take on, who do we say we got coming up for the Mets? Not San Diego. Who do they play? That's a tough series coming up. Somebody that's really, really
Texas.
good. I forget who.
Jacob DeGrom.
Oh, Texas. Right, yeah, Jacob DeGrom. Right.
Yeah.
They got 3 against Texas and 3 against San Diego. A week from now, this team could be in 6th place in the National League. Good gravy.
I can't believe,
Guards
Scott,
beat
the D-backs are only 3 games out of a playoff spot right now. Unbelievable. Really, the D-backs?
Yeah. Believe it or not. Now, their schedule is brutal, as we looked at in the break. They got the Dodgers. They got the Giants. They have, you name a good team, and it's on their schedule. Outside of a 3-game set against Minnesota coming up, which is probably now the time to do it, right? Then they got San Fran, but at home. Philadelphia, but at home. Dodgers, but at home. And then they close out with San Diego.
I don't believe it.
Would you rather have the better team on the road? Or would you rather be the worst team on the road or the better team at home?
I don't think home field matters that much in baseball. It's only a few teams it does. But I would trust San Francisco. I actually trust San Francisco the most. We're on them.
Me too.
Cincinnati are right there. Cincinnati might backdoor this, but you and I have talked about San Francisco's schedule lining up. And big series. Listen, I got the Giants to make the playoffs. I didn't get the good number. Wetzel got a better number. I don't have FanDuel here, so I couldn't get it. And when I got in the morning, since they won the game that night, it was plus 550. And then, of course, they lost after, Scott. If I would have waited one more game, and I would have went up again. But whatever, it is what it is. But yeah, it should be, it should be a really, really intense atmosphere in San Francisco. The Dodgers and the Giants are big-time rivals. Normally, the Giants are playing to spoil the Dodgers season somehow. They played in the playoffs a couple of years ago, though. I was there. It was super intense. And, San Francisco could win 2 or 3 in this series this weekend. I think they'll play the Dodgers tough, actually. I do like Ohtani versus Verlander tomorrow, but really fun series is this weekend. And last stand for the Commanders right now, Scott. They finally got a 3-and-out. So the defense is the Commanders' defense have done their job. There's 2 units to all sides here, 3 units to special teams, but we were all washed in this, washed in that. Washington's defense held the Giants to 6 points. Washington's defense have just held the Packers to 17 points. What more can they do? Seriously, what do you want them to do? Pitch a shutout? You know what I mean? And they just returned the punt to midfield. Jaden Daniels is starting, Scott, on the 50-yard line right now. This is it. You score a touchdown now, you got a game. If you don't, it's lights out. It's game over.
Yeah. And it sounds weird to say it's only a 14-point game and you're still in the third quarter, but I don't think they're going for any more field goals. Unless it's 4th and 12 or something stupid. But, you know what?
Yeah, not with this jackass kicker.
And you throw that in there, too. There's no guarantee.
But you're right. They're down 14. They're down 14 as well.
Down 14. Yeah. You know what? 4th and 4, 4th and 5 from the 35-yard line. We're going for it. Something like that. I don't think they kick the field goal at this point. So you got to reduce the amount of scores. Getting a field goal keeps it a 2-score game. It almost makes it meaningless. Outside of a field goal, then becomes in play again because then you kind of lead to 8. But
if you had a really good kicker, Scott, that comes into play. You know what I mean? It's hey, listen, we made it 17-6. We're down 11. Don't worry about it. We got a touchdown in 2. We got a great kicker. We got a dude that drills it from 60. Their kicker's struggling here tonight, so he's untrustworthy. Let's just be real. So I'm with you. Let's take him out of the equation. What I don't understand is, and on first down, they throw deep. Okay, fine. You're getting aggressive. How many times, guys, tonight have the Washington Commanders thrown the ball deep down the sideline where Daniels isn't even giving his wide receiver a chance, and and Nixon's all over everybody all the time? How is this? They're really hard catches, Scott. You know what I mean? You and I know you want to get the offense going. How about let's hit a slant to Samuel, a quick 5-yard over the middle? You know what I mean? Let's just take baby steps and pick up the pace as we go along. They're just keep on throwing these chunk plays down the field that keep on not working.
Yeah. See, this is where the offensive coordinator stuff comes into play. You know, you get design a play. You know, run a screen, run a pick.
Yeah.
You know, do something to get these guys open.
I
mean,
do a QB draw, like the Lamar Jackson special, Scott. Like drop everyone back, like you're gonna pass, and just tell Jaden now take off for the first time. Design up the middle and go, bro. They got a 3rd and 1 right now. Let's see, they give it to Eckler. I don't know. He barely got it.
Did he get it? All right, he got it.
Barely.
Right. Keep the clock rolling.
Maybe.
Boys.
I think.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Lost Pages. Let's get lucky.
Remember these names: AZ Fudd, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts. Depending on who wins that lottery, that's going to depend on who goes one. If Washington wins, it's Fudd. She's from the area. If Dallas wins, they're going to bring Fudd to play with, obviously, Paige. If Minnesota wins, I think they go Miles with the point. If Seattle wins, they go with Miles, and the same thing with Chicago.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
If a game is on the line,
give me the Navy kicker.
Oh,
the guy's going into battle in 2 weeks. He can't make an extra point. Come on.
From a mindset perspective, I'm not. Listen, we thank them for their service. I love them. Okay.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, if you have a bet and you have an academy kicker with a field goal or an extra point, you got to hold your breath.
27 yards. You know,
27 yards. The kid shanked it from like 30.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Let me count how many times Jaden Daniels last year ran the ball for, we'll say 8 times or more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 times. He's got 3 stinking carries tonight, and I don't think any of them, don't know for sure, but I don't think any of them were actual, designed run plays. They were all scrambles. I guarantee you, when he's running for 10, 12, 16 times, they're calling his number, and they're not tonight. I don't, that's my gripe with this game. Of course, I'm sitting on the over. Daniels rushing. I'll be honest.
He's got a beat-up ankle, Scott, already, but, really, it's week 2. Are you, you know what I mean? And you know what? He ran for 60 yards last week. He's not running, though. Let's just call it out for what it is. They're not designing anything for him. And he's showing right now he's not a great pocket passer. He looks like Caleb Williams suddenly. He's sailing balls, they're short, they're this, they're that. You notice there's no zip. He's lobbing everything in. So even when the receivers are open, he's making it harder for them. They're getting smoked all the time, and the DBs are getting time. But they just got bailed out. They went for it on 4th down. They got bailed out, and he started running here, Scott, and look, he had nothing. The Green Bay Packer defense is this good, Scott. Look, Jaden Daniels tries to run on this play. He's pretty fast, and look at the Packers. They got him going sideways and running out of bounds.
Wow. How'd they get bailed out? I'm still on the Zach Ertz, what they call holding, defensive holding on that? Well, that must have been away from the ball. They got
bailed out, like I said. So they got now it's going to be 2nd down. But you notice Guys, they got the ball at the 50 with like 3.5 left. It's taken them 3 minutes to get a first down. Like it was like backwards, forward, second and 18. Yeah, like it's like they were right back at the 48, Scott, after. It's like, guys, we've just wasted 3 minutes and gone 2 yards.
Yeah.
They are really struggling.
I looked at that penalty. That was not a penalty. I mean, you could call that on – that's one of those offensive holding penalties, right? You could call that on every single play. Like, they'll show the play and say, oh, yeah, they were fighting. You know, they were 10 yards down the field.
So was that the bailout special? Was that the, all right, we're going to give Washington one chance here to make this a game. If not, we're not going to give them any more calls. You know that stuff goes on. Yeah.
This is like in hockey, team down 4-2, 4 minutes
left.
Right,
we'll give you the power play, all right?
You got one last chance. One last chance. Here you go. Don't blame us if you lose. We gave you your shot. That's what that
You're
was
right. It's like Washington can't blame anybody. Like they're lucky that they're only down 14. The refs have just like bailed them out right there. You're right. Like put it that way. You're right, Scott. The Packer defender did not do anything different than they've been doing all night long. Blanket coverage. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah, wide receiver runs into the defensive back, and they just kind of push each other off. Like I said, that happens all the time, and they called it. So, all right, so we're through 3. I'm showing 4th and 2 at the Green Bay 32-yard line. So if that's the case, obviously, again, I don't think they'll be kicking any field goals here. They never got.
Am I insane though? Really? Like, how is it 4th down already? Like, didn't they?
I know.
They just,
I don't know how that could be.
No,
maybe that's a little left off. Is it?
They ran. I thought he ran on 1st down.
Yeah. I think FanDuel's off on that. Let me see. Play by play. Yeah, I think it's 2nd down.
Yeah, it's going to be
sack to end. Sack to end.
Second. That was 1st and 10. So it's going to be 2nd and 10. Like I said, he ran sideways, like right out of bounds. So yeah, that was the 1st down because there was the penalty and then he ran the ball. Yeah, right. Those sports books, you got to be careful. You're betting. Some people are betting in game in this stuff, and they think the ball is where it isn't and stuff like that. Sometimes you got to be careful with that.
We bring that up all the time, Gabe. There's got to be some guy, not trying to open up a can of worms.
Some guy that thinks, look, it's 4th and 2.
Yeah. And he's going to bet thousands, and he's going to realize, no, it's 1st and 10 the other way. And he's going to be like, well, that's not what you told me, and let's go to court here. I'm sure there's some written in there somewhere, like, don't take our descriptions into account. I'm sure that's there, but you go to court with something like that. But, yeah, you got to always be extra careful. If it doesn't make sense, Scott,
they often have the wrong team with the ball. Like, so the ball will be at the right spot, but the wrong team, like when there's a quick turnover, they don't, like – Yeah. So, like, you got to be careful with this stuff, in-game betting. Make sure you know what you're doing.
Yeah.
Jaden runs again and gets lit up. Like, so this is just not going well. They're already in a 3rd down.
Wow. Yeah, he just doesn't have it tonight. Well, I was off on that. Whether it's because of an ankle injury or because they just don't want to run him tonight for whatever reason. Maybe I think he's going to get lit up by what's his face, Micah Parsons. I don't know, but he's not doing it. So 17-3, they started the 4th quarter. 10.5 is the number. 33.5. I thought that 49 was high, but listen, we've seen lines that didn't make sense and they turn out like the other day.
Yeah,
with the Bears. But I just didn't, after not getting any points last week, I just didn't expect any kind of shootout tonight.
Okay, so and I totally agree, I'm not happy about the lose of my total bet. But if I would have told you, Scott, that the total was 45 tonight, would you have bet the over?
Yeah,
or,
that
you know what I mean?
Sense.
Like we're not even there. Like we're nowhere near it anyway. So I'm not going to blame myself for the bad over bet. The odds makers were way off here too. They wouldn't have made a 49 if they thought there was going to be 20 points going into the 4th quarter.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. Does Washington even have 100 yards total? Yeah. Well, let me add it up. 103 yards total, 113 yards total offense.
Brutal. Just brutal.
In the 4th quarter.
It's a miracle they're down 14. I know I've said this, but they got a big 3rd and 9 here. Can they actually, pick it up without drama? They actually do. So a nice little crisp pass to McLaurin. 1st down. Listen, they score a touchdown at 17-10. Yeah. We got a game again, as, ugly as it's been.
Yeah. I mean, they're giving you 870. It really is. I mean, this is the NFL, right? It's set up just like Monday night. Washington just score a touchdown, and that whole bench will get uplifted. It's not like the defense has been playing horrible anyway, as you mentioned, right? Green Bay hasn't done anything the second half. They got 3 points. it would just turn things around. It's not the craziest little bet. Something good's happening because down to 6.5.
Touchdown
Washington.
Zach Ertz. If I stand corrected, I believe it is. It is Zach Ertz. Zach Ertz with the touchdown. I did not bet on Zach Ertz, but for touchdown players, there you go. And right on cue, there's the old lineman yelling into the camera, Scott. Yeah. He's like, see, like that's all it takes. Like we saw with Minnesota, that first touchdown, everybody lit up. They were like, oh, yeah, let's go. Bills the other night punched the ball loose after on defense. I wouldn't be surprised if Washington came up with a stop here and did sort of sack. And I think, this is the key. Can Washington's defense feed off of this right now? They've already been playing well, and they believe in Jaden Daniels, even though he's been struggling. So, they're all like, listen, the kid's going to get this done. Don't worry. He'll make a play. They just made a few plays. They got bailed out by that call, Scott, but they handled their business. Yeah. They put it in the end zone. And it didn't take too long to start the quarter to do it either.
Right. Bad tackling, too. I'm looking at it now. God, Zach Ertz has been in the league about 50 years, and he's still pretty darn good.
I know.
It's amazing. Right?
Yeah, he doesn't really get worse, huh? Like, he's sort of still good.
Yeah. Just he's always at that, he would never Travis Kelce, never, Gonzalez, nothing close to that,
right.
but just a solid player, and he just has been solid for 10, it's got to be 10 years at least, I would think, right? 5 or 6 in Philadelphia, 3 or 4 in Arizona, a couple now in Washington.
Married to a U.S. national soccer team player for years, actually.
Oh, how about that? All right.
Yeah, she played forever too, so that's their thing. Healthy couple, Scott. Healthier than you were mine.
And my couple. Oh yeah, I'm sure. It doesn't take much for me. It doesn't take much to be healthier than mine. I'll tell you that. All right, so I'm on Green Bay laying 3. I will hedge now. I will take Washington plus 6.5, plus 134 on FanDuel. I won't go money line because I don't want to get middle there. But I will grab one. I think the Mojo, I think they got a halfway decent chance. They will have the ball, I'm telling you right now, fourth quarter with a chance to tie the game and be like driving. You watch. I think Green Bay goes 3 and out this next drive. We'll see. We're going to come back to game live.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Remember these names: AZ Fudd, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts. Depending on who wins that lottery, that's going to depend on who goes what. If Washington wins, it's Fudd. She's from the area. If Dallas wins, they're going to bring Fudd to play with, obviously, Paige. If Minnesota wins, I think they go Miles with the point. If Seattle wins, they go with Miles, and the same thing with Chicago.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
If a game is on the line,
give me the Navy kicker.
Oh,
the guy's going into battle in 2 weeks. He can't make an extra point. Come on.
From a mindset perspective, I'm not. Listen, we thanked them for their service. I love them. Okay.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, if you have a bet and you have an academy kicker with a field goal or an extra point, you got to hold your breath.
27 yards.
27 yards. The kid shanked it from 30.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Scott and Gabe, as we watch a little football, little NFL football, little college football as well. NFL, Green Bay with the ball. Washington just scored, laying 6.5. And oh, by the way, Wake Forest. NC State has taken the lead, 31-24.
Looking for more. And looking for more right now. Right on cue. Wake Forest played well in the first half, hung around, and NC State have just sort of worn them out. 31-24, 7.5 left in the football game right now. But they're already in field goal range. And it is. So they're attempting a field goal right now. Listen, in college and the pros, we've just seen 3 missed field goal sites. So it's always an adventure. And this matters. This point spread closed at 7. It was 7.5, 7. Kicking about a 34-yard field goal here still. Wake Forest will get the ball back, so they can still potentially cover. But Wake Forest have not scored any points in the second half after dropping 24 on the board in the first.
Yeah, they were leading 24-14, I think it was, as a matter of fact. And they've been out 17, almost 20 points here. So talk a little NFL with our good buddy Brady Cannon as we close out this NFL game. 13 minutes left, Brady. 17-10, Green Bay leading with the ball, now laying 7.5. What do you think was going to happen going in, and then what do you think about it right now?
Well, I thought it would be a tighter game, and this is more of what I expected. You know, they were dangling that Washington getting 3.5 all week, and I was wondering, what was that telling me? You know, are the odds makers telling me the favorite is the right side? Because, boy, getting that hook, you know, with a good team looked awful attractive, and maybe we're going to get there eventually, that Washington has finally found a way to get the ball in the end zone. But I tell you, this is 2 weeks in a row. The Green Bay Packers defense looks pretty good. Now, in week 1, you can say, hey, Detroit has a couple of new coordinators, and I don't know what the heck the game plan was for Detroit last week. Why don't you just rinse and repeat whatever Ben Johnson did last year? And it was a mess. And I think part of that was Green Bay, but I think part of that was the lack of continuity with Detroit as well. Then now you have another high-flying offense that comes to town, to Lambeau, and they're getting shut down as well. This Packers team look for real. I mean, we're through barely, we're not even into week 2 really yet, just on the doorstep of week 2, but they look pretty good.
Very impressive wins. They haven't won a game yet, though, right? They haven't won a game yet. Is there any?
No, this one's not over.
Like, we saw the Minnesota Vikings pull it out, and you know, all these teams are always watching the prime time games, so it was brought up. Listen, second half, right? Fourth quarter, like these games aren't over until they're over. This is a big drive, obviously, right now. If Washington can come up with a stop here, and wow, it looked like the play was dead, and Tucker Kraft comes back and saves him. Or is it Musgrave? Whatever. Like, the tight end, they just got the first down. So,
wow.
Well, and that line moved to 7.5. Yeah, 7.5 now on the live line, which I still think would be a take. I mean, you've got, almost they're only a couple minutes into the fourth quarter. That's what I'm showing here on my screen. I think if you're getting better than a touchdown, that's a take.
Yeah, they're making you're going to pay for it, though. It's minus 146, at least on FanDuel. So it's I just
you're right.
Like 8.5, at decent odds versus 7.5 and minus 146. Who wants to lay 146? We were just surprised. I mean, give credit where credit is due, like you're saying, Brady, as far as the Green Bay defense, because they did stop, obviously a very good Detroit team, but boy, the way they stopped Washington and Daniels being so bad, the receivers not being open, he's not scrambling, they're not calling running plays. It's just a weird Commanders offense tonight.
Yeah, and I expected, better things out of Cliff Kingsbury. We saw this combination of Dan Quinn and Cliff Kingsbury be, fantastic last year in their debut season. And so, again, I'm having a hard time figuring it out just yet. Is it the Green Bay defense that is shutting these people down? Or is it Washington, suffering some of the regression that we kind of expected in the offseason, rather? Because they went so sky high last year, 12 wins all the way to the NFC Championship game. I didn't necessarily expect them to repeat that, but I didn't expect them to be awful either. And not that they've been awful, but they have been absolutely stymied tonight. And then Detroit, I had question marks about the changeover with coordinators and whatnot, but I still felt they had enough talent that I thought they would beat the Green Bay Packers with the running game, with Kenny Clark coming off of that defensive line. Micah Parsons, we didn't figure he'd be 100%. He only played 29 snaps or whatever it was. But that Detroit effort was very puzzling. And now what do you do with them this week when they're laying 6 to the Chicago Bears? Do they bounce back? I don't know yet.
I think it's almost two, like I like to say, two things could be right at the same point in time. I think Detroit struggled. I think Washington are out of sync and struggling here right now, but I think the Green Bay's defense is still awesome. And I'm looking ahead here right now to the numbers. And, the Green Bay Packers get the Cleveland Browns next.
Ooh.
So they're going to have an opportunity to rack up some wins here. Like the Packers season here, they get the Browns next, and then they're at Cleveland, then they're at Dallas. Packers against the Dallas Cowboys. So Micah Parsons go back
at
to Dallas.
Will be that'll be very interesting. Yeah. And right now, off the top of my head, they'll probably be an underdog, will Dallas. I'd probably want to take the home underdog right now, not knowing anything until we get there.
Interesting, huh? Really, huh? Yeah, the contrarian play. What about
Dallas?
The
Dallas, I thought, was in some ways more impressive than Philadelphia in that opener. They surprised me. Raiders and Chargers. I'd love to take the 3.5
on the Chargers. Yeah, I'm talking myself into the dog here with the Raiders in this game, Brady.
You gotta wait though, Gabe, and get the injury report on Brock Bowers, because that's massive. That's massive for the Las Vegas Raiders. If he's not in the game, it's going to be very difficult. That guy is so good. Another 100 yards receiving in week 1. I think he's questionable. I know he didn't practice today. I don't know what his official, standing is as far as, the injury report, if he's questionable, what have you. I'm not positive, but he's not 100% at this point here on Thursday. So we'll see where he is. The fact that they have that extra day.
So I just
the fact that they're playing Monday is no problem. The fact that they're playing Monday is a big deal.
Tucker Kraft, so we cash the ticket, plus 210.
Wow.
There you go.
Is this guy having a phenomenal game or what? I
just
looked him up in my fantasy league. He's not available. Son of a gun. Somebody was smart enough to draft him. Fudge. Phenomenal. Brady, good job, man. Appreciate it. And we'll do it again soon. Thanks.
New to social casinos? You're in for a treat. Most online casinos offer bonus cash or coins just for signing up. That's your own little participation trophy. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Remember these names: AZ Fudd, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts. Depending on who wins that lottery, that's going to depend on who goes what. If Washington wins, it's Fudd. She's from the area. If Dallas wins, they're going to bring Fudd to play with, obviously, Paige. If Minnesota wins, I think they go Miles with the point. If Seattle wins, they go with Miles, and the same thing with Chicago.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
If a game is on the line,
give me the Navy kicker.
Oh,
the guy's going into battle in 2 weeks. He can't make an extra point. Come on.
From a mindset perspective, yeah. I'm not. Listen, we thank them for their service. I love them. Okay.
Yeah.
But the bottom line is, if you have a bet and you have an academy kicker with a field goal or an extra point, you got to hold your breath.
27 yards.
27 yards. The kid shanked it from like 30.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
All right, welcome back in Game Live, Game Day here on the Grid. Thanks again to Brady Cannon for joining us, as he does from time to time. This is the angst of betting as we kind of go around the board here. We'll start with college football. Wake is down 10, 34-24. They're getting, 7.5 or so? They got 4th and 8 at their own 27-yard line with 5 minutes left. Realistically, you punt the ball away, you're dead. You're not winning that game. So chances are they go for it. They don't get it. Now North Carolina State gets the ball game at the Wake 27.
You know what,
and all
though?
of a sudden, a 10-point deficit turns into a 17-point lead.
I think we got a targeting penalty coming up here that might bail Wake out. But you're right. Bettors on both sides. This game is still in the air, right? You laid the points with NC State. You're not out of the woods yet. Right, you're on Wake Forest, all right, late touchdown here. Field goal gets you to push, depending on cover, depending on the 7.5. But they just got bailed out. The kid, this was targeting. The guy just, lit him up in the head. Seriously, murdered the running back. Harsh. The guy's last name is Harsh. The guy that just got kicked out of the game, Scott. It's a good name for, a defensive lineman. Harsh.
So, all right.
It's a harsh hit, man.
It's a harsh hit, yeah. We'll keep an eye on that. We'll keep you updated with the NFL stuff. Nothing going on right now. So got some college football games that'll be underway by the time we start tomorrow. So we got a second here, Gabe, to reflect on that. Colorado, Houston's probably the biggie. Although I like Kansas State and Arizona as well, but we'll do Colorado, Houston. We'll start there. The change at quarterback. Out goes Caden Salter, in goes the third stringer. Dion doesn't know if he's coming or going with their quarterback. They beat Delaware last week, but it wasn't really impressive after losing. They're getting 4.5 at Houston. How do you see this one playing out?
I got a number of 4 here, so it's that makes a little bit of a difference. It's minus 185 on the money line. Listen, I think this Houston Cougar team is good. Right, Fritz is one of the better coaches in the country. The Houston Cougars, they're not the Cougars that we know from past years that spread offense. That Houston will score, but they're soft on defense. Right, they've tightened things up immensely on the defensive side of the football, and their offense hasn't been outright explosive yet. But Connor Wegman's a great quarterback. Right, kid played at Texas A&M. He got hurt. He ends up transferring to Houston. He's in a good spot right now. And for me, Scott, this Staub kid going on the road Friday night, national television, it's going to be a tough spot on the road for him with his first start, I think. We see, dude. It was tough for Underwood. He's a phenom, right? It's hard to go on the road your first start in college football, especially against a good team.
Yeah. And it's going to have a pretty good crowd. FanDuel's got it down to 3.5, I'm actually seeing.
Wow.
That's not
And
bad.
Washington just goes for it on 4th down and can't get it. They're just inept tonight. They're literally just inept tonight.
That's kind of like that Wake Forest situation. 7.5 minutes left. We really want to punt the ball away. Green Bay just drove the length of the field. That's going to be tough now.
And Wake Forest just got intercepted on their drive, too. So NC State backers, Wake Forest were moving the ball. They were at midfield. They threw it down the field, got intercepted. So NC State football right now, 4 minutes left. Up 10.
Yeah, that's up 10. Still can get the oh, by the way, touchdown or oh, by the way, field goal and get the cover on that one, but that's difficult. I like Kansas State against Arizona. I did like this Arizona team, but it hasn't happened so far. I believe more in Kansas State, and if they're going to be Pac-12 or a Big 12 contenders, like I think they will be, you got to win on the road sometimes. And laying 1.5 points at Arizona, I do like K-State tomorrow.
K-State's season, Scott, has been a disaster so far to start the season, right?
Yeah.
They go to Ireland. They lose a game as 3.5 point favorites. People had them as the co-favorites to win this conference. The star quarterback's father and brother get into a fist fight in front of everybody in a parking lot, outside of a bar in Dublin after the game. That's videotaped. They barely hang on and win 38-35 against North Dakota. Then they lose to Army, who lost to Tarleton State, Scott, this year. This isn't a great Army team this year. They lost to Tarleton State earlier this year. But with all that being stated, this is an absolutely positively must-win game for K-State. And then you get Arizona. Remember, Brendan comes over from San Jose State, right, Scott? And Fish did a great job at Arizona. They took a step back last year, but Fatita's played well this year. Anytime I waver on a game, guys, and I sort of have different opinions, I shouldn't bet it, but I was thinking, you know what, K-State are going to sort of will themselves to victory. Their season's on the line for real now. But I could also, I'm kind of, going with the home team here at Arizona. That, that K-State really aren't that good.
Last year, they started off strong and ended poorly. This year, it seems like it's going the other way. We'll update the goal scores when we come back.
Remember these names: AZ Fudd, Olivia Miles, Lauren Betts. Depending on who wins that lottery, that's going to depend on who goes one. If Washington wins, it's Fudd. She's from the area. If Dallas wins, they're going to bring Fudd to play with, obviously, Paige. If Minnesota wins, I think they go Miles with the point. If Seattle wins, they go with Miles, and the same thing with Chicago.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
So game one, I already made a mistake. I put my touchdown prop bets in hours ago. When you and I started talking before kickoff, I got so excited and I bet him again without even thinking that I already did it.
I
was like, Jalen Hurts. I was like, and then I was like, wait, I think I already did this. And I scrolled down. I was like, yeah, you already did do this. And I was like, that's okay. That's okay.
In-game live, only on SportsGrid.
I'd give them no excuses for the mistakes that Lamar and that team made when they played Buffalo in the playoffs last year. But I do think they've done enough to improve the team in the offseason. I think the offense was way better. The defensive line and the offensive line played really well in the back half of the year last year. Almost all of that talent is back. And I think the Ravens are going to be right there.
Game time decisions, only on SportsGrid.
To your point, Greg, if anybody else is able to make a dent, it'll have to happen now. ESPN has had about 3% market share. Their goal is to get to 10% by next year. So if they can't make a big push this year and really see a lot of the new features that they put on their apps, a lot of the integrations with ESPN fantasy products, with ESPN, flagship products across the board, if those don't pay off soon this football season, it might be curtains for them.
Newswire, only on SportsGrid.
Welcome to the world of Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship, the oldest and the newest combat sport. Bare Knuckle Fighting had its last champion in 1889, ending the sport's chaotic beginning without weight divisions or round limits and no referees. Over a century later, Bare Knuckle Boxing returned with a modern spin. It's time to knuckle! Today, Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship is regulated by athletic commissions and has become a highly technical and specialized form of combat sport that has drawn top athletes from all disciplines of martial arts. Bare Knuckle Fighting Championship presents BKFC Knuckle Up Fight Series.
Monty Abugali versus Jonathan Noah. Our tale of the tape is presented by Karma Coin.
Right here you can see Monty has a little bit of a reach disadvantage, a little bit of a height disadvantage. Jonathan Noah's going to have to utilize that because, as we saw last time, Monty came in throwing heavy punches, landed, looked very good in his debut, so Jonathan want to keep him at bay, push him back if he can, just make him pay every time. Every time Monty takes one step forward, Jonathan wants to punch him right in the nose.
Introducing you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears black and red. He stands 6 feet 1 inch tall. His official weight, 145.7 pounds. Tonight, he makes his bare knuckle debut. Fighting out of St. Louis, Missouri, here is Jonathan Noah! And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears white and gold. He stands 5 feet 9 inches tall. His official weight, 145.5 pounds. He holds an undefeated bare knuckle record at 1-0. Fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Cairo, Egypt. Here is Monty Chris Young.
This and all bouts tonight are scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds. Tonight's 3 judges have been assigned by the Florida Athletic Commission, headed by Patrick Cunningham and Tim Shipman. Both fighters towing the line up to scratch.
You ready? Let's knuckle up.
Round number 1. White and gold trunks for Monty Abu-Ghali, black trunks for Jonathan Noah. To the inside, big right hand lands by Noah. Abu-Ghali again coming forward. See the feints, the level changes from Abu-Ghali, trying to solve the reach and range advantage of Jonathan Noah. Listed at 6'1" to Abu-Ghali's 5'9".
Noah's doing a great job of backing up and throwing punches. He's aimed at a couple good ones on mine so far.
Big right hand! Ruled as a knockdown! And down goes Monty Abu-Ghali. Wow. The fingers touched. Noah did not realize it was a knockdown. Landed another punch. Right back to it, and you see Abu-Ghali cut outside of his right brow. Abu-Ghali now firing back.
Abu-Ghali's coming forth. Right now, he knows he's in trouble right now. He's got to change the momentum right now somehow.
I can read a clip.
Call for action in the clinch from referee Chris Young. Good bit of refereeing. Inactive clinch. Right back to activity.
Monty's got to be very careful when he's rushing in, though, right now. Noah's really fighting at home for those right and left hands.
Noah taking himself off balance with the forward pressure of Abu-Ghali.
No.
That's clearly a push-down rule that slipped correctly by Christopher Young. 35 seconds remaining, round number 1. Abu-Ghali talked about getting the early lead, but now he's playing come from behind. Dropped by Jonathan Noah here in round number 1. Noah uppercuts him to half-tie block. Counter right hand by Abu-Ghali on the separation. Back to the center circle. Hands high and tight for Monty Abu-Ghali. Noah staying long. This is Jonathan Noah's ideal range.
Noah's with the right hand. Noah's looking tired right now. His legs don't seem to be underneath him.
Losing seconds, round number 1. Blood flowing freely on that right brow cut on the face of Monty Abu-Ghali as we move to round 2. That to me is just a running sequence. Good refereeing by Christopher Young not to penalize Jonathan Noah. The fingers touched Abu-Ghali back up and then dropped. Round number 2. And down goes Jonathan Noah with the right hand. 1-1 on the knockdowns.
Great counter right there by Monty. Abu-Ghali looks fantastic. He looks
up at 9 is Jonathan Noah.
He's really starting to get his timing down now.
Chant of Monty. This Miami, Florida crowd for the Egyptian Monty Abu-Ghali in his adopted home city drops Jonathan Noah for the second time in round 2.
7, 8, 9, 10.
Taking the full count and the come from behind win for Monty Abu-Ghali.
And that wasn't just a come from behind win. He was severely hurt in the first round multiple times. So that was a fantastic win. I think Monty just got a little overzealous right there, coming forward and ate too many clean shots. I think he learned a lot. This is not regular boxing. This is bare knuckle fighting.
Ladies and gentlemen, our referee in charge, Chris Young, reaches the count of 10 at 46 seconds into round number 2 for your winner by KO, Monty, the Boy King Abu-Ghali.
And Abu-Ghali's able to get up off the canvas, proving a lot to probably not only us but himself that he is a real fighter, belongs to be here, and has nothing but a bright future. Can't wait to see him fight again.
As Monty Abu-Ghali talked with us in our fighter meeting about how important it is to be the early aggressor and to swing the momentum, he found himself in the opposite position in this fight. Down in round number 1, showing heart, showing character, showing tenacity for the come-from-behind win. Victorious by way of second-round knockout, Monty Abu-Ghali defeats Jonathan Noah.
Vegas knows how to celebrate. If you're headed to Vegas for your birthday, plan ahead to get all the birthday freebies the city has to offer. Just by showing your ID, you could get free cash play, scratch cards, drinks, and food at various venues on the Strip. Now, go get lucky. lost pages. Let's get lucky.
College football can't allow Notre Dame to have the type of, year they have and schedule they have, and honestly put them up against other teams. Because Notre Dame looks like they're going to be a decent football team. They could lose, I think, next week to Texas A&M, Joe. Right. I don't think it's a great football team, but still a ranked team. And then run the table and still be in the playoff and absolutely beat nobody. The worst schedule they've ever seen in college football is Notre Dame this year.
SportsGrid's College Football Today.
Quarterback or coach has to answer for it.
Right.
Goff, Campbell. Listen, I'm not firing Dan Campbell already. I might be shipping Goff. I don't know, but I think the Lions, again, it's week 1. Are we overreacting? I think the panic meter in Detroit is blaring. I think people are wondering, when do the Pistons start?
Pro Football Today, only on SportsGrid. It's the most beautiful time of the year. No, not because of foliage or pumpkin spice lattes. It's because of football. SportsGrid has you covered all season long, covering every snap, every score, and every line move. Prepare, watch, win. Weekends are for winners. Only on SportsGrid.
It's a phenomenal atmosphere here, jam-packed, an electrified crowd in downtown Miami at the James L. Knight Center, and we are set for our co-main event of the evening. For the BKFC Lightweight World Championship, the titleist Luis Palomino versus Dat Nguyen. You see the numbers, they are presented by Tiger Life Energy, the cleaner energy drink.
And the thing that really probably makes the biggest difference right here is the weight. Even though it's only about 4 pounds or 3 pounds difference right here, that win that's what he weighs. He didn't cut weight for that. Palomino was going to be much heavier today, and you're going to tell he's going to be a much bigger fighter.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are now set for the co-main event. Scheduled for 5 2-minute rounds for the Police Gazette Diamond 155-pound World Championship and the undisputed BKFC World Lightweight Championship. Presented to you by Tiger Life Energy, the cleaner energy drink. Introducing you first, fighting out of the red corner. Tonight he wears white trimmed in black. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall. His official weight, 151.9 pounds. He is undefeated in the squared circle at 3-0. He is the former Police Gazette Diamond 135-pound world champion and the former BKFC World Bantamweight champion, fighting out of Vero Beach, Florida, by way of Maui, Hawaii, and Vietnam. Here is the challenger, Dad B. And across the ring, his opponent fighting out of the blue corner. Tonight, he wears black, trimmed in gold. He stands 5 feet 8 inches tall. His official weight, 154.4 pounds. He is also undefeated in the squared circle at 4-0. Here is your defending Police Gazette Diamond 155-pound world champion and the undisputed BKFC World Lightweight Champion, fighting out of Miami, Florida, by way of Lima, Peru, Luis Baboon Palomino. And our referee in charge of the action, Chris Young.
Wait for it. Hold on, gentlemen.
As Jeff Houston announced, this is a double world title fight. Palomino looking to successfully defend not only his BKFC lightweight world title, but the independent Police Gazette Diamond 155-pound world title. Round number 1. Black trunks for the double champion, Luis Palomino. White trunks for the former champion, Dat Nguyen.
I mean, let's look how low Dak gets. It makes it very difficult.
Win missing with the overhand right. Two extremely technical, precise fighters. On the entry. Ruled as a slip by Christopher Young. You see the feints from both fighters. Despite the dislike again, there is huge respect between these two.
There's Dak right there trying to draw him into that brawl we kept talking about.
Both fighters giving a very clear-eyed assessment of their opponent's respective strengths. Neither wants to be reckless, Chris, but Dat Nguyen told us he's going to take more chances to get in. Feels that he cannot stay on the outside. We're seeing those chances. Big overhand right from Nguyen, just misses the mark. Up jab from Dat Nguyen. Counter on the left and the right hand from Palomino.
Good body punch right there.
Overhand right to the left hand from Dat Nguyen.
Dat Nguyen is doing a fantastic job of making Luis Palomino fight his fight.
30 seconds remaining, round number 1 of our co-main. Went off the jab, overhand right. Back to the outside, snap jab from Palomino. That was quick and sharp. Nguyen again. He's going to solve the distance. Entry on the right hand, right back out, resets.
And that overhand right is landing for Dat Nguyen.
Jab from Dat Nguyen again, on the feint. That is the end of round 1. Set for round number 2.
Wait for me.
Nguyen shaking out his arms. To the second round we go. Feint again from Nguyen. On the entry, right hand. That landed crisp.
The style is so hard to mimic and see what's coming. Just going odd angles.
Right hand from Palomino. First significant clinch of this fight.
Break clean.
Inactive, that's the separation from Christopher Young, right back to it. Ducking his head, Palomino off the jab.
Like the biggest problem for Palomino right now, he's not able to get off first. The erratic movements of Dat Nguyen are making it difficult, but he's going to have to figure out a way with throwing feints or something to freeze Dat Nguyen up.
There's that up jab again from Dat Nguyen. Palomino so disciplined with his striking guard.
That was a beautiful uppercut right there. He needs to do more of that. As Dat Nguyen's in that range right there, uppercuts are going to be perfect.
Palomino pulling out of that left hook. Nguyen tipping his head again, coming to the inside.
What's it? That's more than happy to just duck his head down, bite down his mouthpiece, and throw punches.
Chris, Dat Nguyen in our fighter meeting laid out plan A. This is exactly the plan A he laid out.
Absolutely.
Nguyen knew he could not get stuck on the outside with the technical long-range striking of Palomino. See a smear of blood across the nose of Dat Nguyen. Jab from Palomino again. Stiff left hand from Luis Palomino. Overhand right from Nguyen, just off the mark. Nguyen misses with the sharpshooter right hand again. Left hook, right hook. That ends round
2. We all know nothing beats the energy of playing live roulette in a casino. But playing roulette online sure does have its perks. At the casino, you'll average 40 to 50 spins per hour. But online, you're looking at 100 to 150. The more spins, the more chance of wins. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
There's a little bit of a kerfluffle earlier today when there's an exception taken to a putt that wasn't given, and just the reactions were pretty unilateral from both sides of like, hey, that's not behavior that we're going to tolerate at this type of competition.
Can you talk to me about kerfluffle again? Can you run that word back? I've never heard that word before.
The Smiley Show, only on SportsGrid.
Who wants to go to Chicago in February for a Super Bowl? Hey, the NFL can host outdoor parties on Lake Michigan. Stop the madness at this point. But now I take a look at the Denver Broncos. Always fun in the Mile High City. Why? Because what a home field advantage. It's at elevation. It's going to be cold. It might snow, and Denver's going to have that advantage. You know what Denver goes? We're going to build a world-class facility that's going to be a dome.
The Early Line, only on SportsGrid. It's the most beautiful time of the year. No, not because of foliage or pumpkin spice lattes. It's because of football. SportsGrid has you covered all season long, covering every snap, every score, and every line move. Prepare, watch, win. Weekends are for winners. Only on SportsGrid.
Johnny Bedford, the once again BKFC 135-pound world champion, no doubt watching with keen interest at home in Fort Worth, Texas, as is virtually every fighter on the BKFC roster. Glad you're with us worldwide. Round number 3 of our co-main. Luis Palomino, the reigning BKFC lightweight world champion, versus the former BKFC bantamweight champion, Dan Nguyen. Palomino, stiff jab to the body. Beautiful technique from both fighters. So clean, so precise. Nguyen on the entry, counter left hand. Nguyen again into the pocket, dipping his head and throwing big.
Again, draw Palomino into his fight.
Palomino was emphatic. I cannot let Dan Nguyen suck me into a brawl. Palomino said, that's the fight I would have fought 10 years ago, but not now. Nguyen cut under his left eye. 60 seconds remaining, round 3. To the body. Heavy pressure on the back of the head. Palomino not interested, Chris, in snatching the half-tie plum. Just the downward pressure to slow down the forward progress of Dan Nguyen. It was clever and it was smart. But Palomino did not want to throw in the clinch. Going off the jab. Continuing the circle. Nguyen setting his feet in the center circle. Pulls back the right hand.
10 seconds, 10 seconds.
Nguyen again coming in hard. Palomino, big uppercut with the rear right hand. The bell, the end of round 3. Look of intensity on the face of both fighters. Pure intensity. Went to the inside left hook.
His corner was telling him was that wins. He needs to land that overhand right left hook. It landed a lot in the first round. He needs to go back to that. We talked about that, drawing Palomino into your fight.
Palomino with the feints, feinting again. See the feint on the level change, then the double jab from Dan Nguyen. The fighters nearly accidental head clash. Nguyen again doubling his jab. Snap jab from Palomino on the move. Went to the inside and hooking to the body with the left hand. Virtually no fighting in the clinch. Left hand on the entry. Nguyen right back out. That was clever.
These guys don't want to clinch. These guys just want to sit there and bounce.
Jab parried. Nguyen resetting on the outside. Shuffling his feet. Doubling his jab again. Palomino back with the left hand. Big uppercut.
Very nice shot.
20 seconds remaining, round 4.
You can tell every time Dan puts his hands out like that, didn't hurt me. That meant that was a good shot.
That was nearly a Superman punch from Luis Palomino. The only fighter in BKFC's brief history to throw a spinning fist. It wasn't a back fist. He threw it 360 and then landed the right hand. Nearly threw the Superman punch there. Left-handed before the bell as we move to the 5th and final round.
So it doesn't look like he's going to get to 300, which would make that halftime prop a winner. Josh Jacobs, Gabe, gets the handoff instead. He gains 8 yards, so that puts him at 84. So that makes his halftime prop of over 81.5 a winner. I mean, just goofy things like that. And now we're kind of waiting on Daniels and the Commanders. 3.5 point underdogs. And you get a by the way touchdown here, and you'll cover the number there as well. So, like I said, the outcome of the game is not out, I don't think, but the backdoor cover is.
The back door is open here, and as we said a couple minutes ago, it's amazing. Every play, and we've been on the right side of a couple of these late plays, and the props are starting to cash. But we took Jaden Daniels over 205.5 passing yards before, which seemed almost like impossible. He was stuck at 139 about 15 minutes ago. He's at 200 right now. So we're essentially another completion away from going over the 205.5 and cashing another in-game ticket. So the in-game bets, once again, on this program, just absolutely slay, Scott. From Vecchio, McLaurin, Deebo Samuel, the over 5.5, your 42.5 in-game. My Jaden Daniels, potentially over 205.5 passing yards here, one completion away, and it's not making it easy. They just dropped one. Wow, it's 4th and 10, Scott. It's going to come down to one play for me. I'm not going to hit this suddenly.
You had first
Zach
down,
Ertz just dropped
and he needed
it.
5 yards. And Zach Ertz, of all people, Mr. Hands himself, right?
And now they need 10 yards, so they're not just going to dump it off. They're going to throw it deep here. Oh, boy. Can't win them all. I got a little cocky here, I guess. Come on, one more, Jaden. I don't even care if it's a first down or not, to be honest. I need 6 yards. No, but he was at 187. And they throw deep, and he one-hops it. Game, set, match. Can't win them all.
Wow.
They can't stop the clock. 27-18 is going to be the final score. But, my in-game 44.5 hit, too, as well, Scott. So I can't cry. So I lost this one. I would have liked to hit it, but it is what it is. We hit the 44.5. That didn't seem like it was going to get there either.
Yeah. I didn't even think about it until you just said the final score. My Green Bay wins 27-21 final at 100-1 was very much in play. If they could have, gotten a couple of first downs and maybe said, all right, let's kick the field goal.
27-21, you said, eh? Like, if they would have kicked the field goal here, oh, my God. You just realize that now, too. So did I.
Yeah. Oh,
close.
My goodness.
Hey, we got to take a crack at the correct scores because at 100-1, 125-1, we only got to hit once all year. We're going to be up, right? We just got to nail it once,
One time. That's why I try and use the same score. We have a little thing on the podcast. We take the winning, the favorite team to win 27-21 and just kind of hope it just hits one time at 100, 150-1, depending on the game. Just hit one time out of all the Monday nights and Thursday nights and Sunday nights.
This was a weird score. This is one where you had to have the balls before to get. I'm doing a weird score, 27-18. Like, no one's going to think of that. I don't even know if they offer it. Some of the books only offer, like, the normal ones. You know what I mean? They don't, get too exotic.
I will say,
like, literally every possible mathematical score?
I think from, 10-0 on. I think they give the winning team 10 points, and then it goes 10-3, 10-5, maybe 10-7, and then once it gets into,
but that's what I'm saying. You need the even numbers, though. You need some weird ones, though, like random scores. But I like your style with going with the same score. That's a good. I like that's a good strategy. Every primetime game type of deal, like even every game. But let's say every primetime game, you set a score and you just need to happen once at 100-1, 150-1.
Yeah. So. Final it is 27-18. So Green Bay improves to 2-0. Washington improves to or lowers itself to 1-1. Daniels finishes with 200. Love finishes with 292. And then my biggie there with Daniels getting to 40 yards rushing didn't happen. Didn't even come close. So That's it. So good win by Green Bay. They cover the spread. The game goes under. So, Gabe, you and I back tomorrow. Big slate of college football.
Tomorrow.
We got a bunch of games. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. We got
Dodgers, Giants, Mets, Rangers.
That's Rangers. Yeah, Yankees, Red Sox tomorrow as well. So I hope you guys can join us.